Hey, what's up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to your boy DEVO's live stream for another day recap on the SPY. Let's get it. Y'all know the deal. Y'all already know the deal, man. Today I'm very frustrated but very excited. I'm very frustrated but very excited to get with y'all and talk to y'all about what happened today. Y'all know the deal. Let me set this stuff up, make sure everything is running right. Okay. There we go, boys. There we go, boys. I put my thumbnail on. Hey, so what's up, my beautiful people? I hope everybody's doing good today. I hope y'all are doing better than me on the markets. You know what I'm saying? My goodness, it was not a very good day for me. But I have a lot of information, and I did learn why I messed up. And I know, honestly, I had a very good entry today. Very good entry today. And I should have profited, but I'm going to show y'all why I didn't profit on today. And I'm going to explain to y'all why not to do what I did do today so y'all can profit. Because remember, my goal is to make sure y'all boys eat and make sure I eat as well. But I don't think I'm eating if y'all boys ain't eating. Keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it. Let me share my screen with you boys. Okay. Let me share my screen with you boys. Can y'all hear me all right? I hope everybody can hear me okay. All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So, let me see. Okay. All right, boys and girls. Okay, so let's see what happened today. So, do y'all remember yesterday? I hope y'all watched the live stream yesterday. If you didn't, please go back and see where I said what my daily bias was. My daily bias from yesterday going into today was bullish. Even though we had this heavy sell-off yesterday, to start the day today, I was actually bullish. If you don't believe me and you think I'm just saying that because of what the day we had, please go back to my live stream yesterday. I told y'all actually a local low we have from this heavy sell-off. So I did expect some buyers to step in right here because as we see, keep in mind, we also have this other support, this heavy support. This is a heavy support right here. If we see price break this support, then our next support would be all the way down to about here, or I could actually say from right here. Why would I say this candle right here could be a next support? Because this is an order block. Why can this be an order block? Let me mark it out for you boys and girls. Okay. Why is this an order block right here? I'm just drawing my rectangle to show you boys right real quick. Why is this an order block right here? This is the candle that created this move. Well, actually, this is the order block that created this move, and I'm actually going to get into that. But this is also another area that we can actually call an order block. This is one that actually created that move, but if it falls, it can come down into this one right here. So I'm actually going to get into this order block right here. Delete that. Okay, boys. Let me go into my smaller time frame. Okay. So please, like I said, please go to my live stream from yesterday. I said I wanted to see price hold this support right here. And I knew if we started down here, because overnight, because we stalled off and we finished on Friday at 555, right? But overnight, yeah, overnight. Sorry about that. Overnight and Sunday night going into Monday, we actually gapped down to this 550 area. And then okay, so we gapped down to that 550 area. And so that it gapped down to that 550 area on Sunday. So what I told you, boys and girls, I wanted to see was I wanted to see price react off this area of support, give me a trend, and I told y'all, I guaranteed y'all, I you can't really guarantee in the market, but I was like, it's close to. I'm just gonna say 80%, and it did do it. I told you, boys and girls, it was gonna fill this gap. If I told you, boys and girls, if price opened on Monday at the support, I told you, boys and girls, that buyers were going to step in and fill this gap, or at least fill this gap. And I'm not just saying that. I just want to show you guys that I was really watching. I really be watching these technicals, and I'm really trying to get my best information out to you, boys and girls. And I'm really trying to analyze these markets so I can help you and also help myself. And I said that price can retrace into this continuation candle. I know y'all remember me saying this continuation candle with barely this little, we're going to say no wick. That is a continuation candle. So I told you, boys and girls, I wanted to see price react off this support, fill this gap. And I said it could possibly come in and retrace to this big strength candle that ultimately broke this relief rally from these higher highs, higher lows. This candle broke these higher highs and higher lows, actually erasing that trend and breaking it back down onto the support. And I told you, boys and girls, I wanted to see price react from the support and fill this gapper. But I'm going to my 15-minute. So, okay, let me go actually in a smaller. Let me go to the time frame I trade. So I look at my big time frame to get an overall view of what I think is going to happen. Like I just said, I was on my daily time frame. Sorry, boys, I'm sweating a lot over here. Man, Christ. I'm drowning in sweat over here. Okay. Okay. That boys got me. I know y'all boys see me sweating over here like crazy. Okay. So, man, I forgot what I was saying. I forgot what I was on, man. Sorry about that. So, okay, let me start. Okay, so I said I wanted to see price react off this support and fill this gap, right? That's not what price did when it opened. Price broke this area of support. Breaking the area of support, that means you basically can kind of have a free fall to another area of support, right? When you break an area of support, you want to find your another area of support. You see what I'm saying? So let me go back to my daily candles to show y'all what I'm saying. So you see how this right here, let me draw this line up here. Stay with me, boys. I'm drawing a horizontal line at 575, right? You see how price came, okay, so price broke up, reacted off 583, okay? Came down, reacted off 581. So we're seeing this area from 575 and up is a support, right? And so we see price had a heavy support off right here. Big buyer candle off this support right here. So we could see this area right here from 583 down to 575, that is the support area, right? So what did we see? Price broke that area of support. So what do we mark out? Where do we mark out our next area of support? Another area where buyers step in and push price up. So then we can mark our, let me delete this one. Now we can mark our another area of support where buyers stood in. Stay with me, boys. So we see this support right here, reacted off of this support. So after we broke this 575 support, okay, we mark our 568 support. And actually what you would want to do is actually I would mark this order block because we could see a reaction off this order block. Why is this an order block? Because we have an up move, a retracement, and then another break of structure, right? So what is an order block? The order block is the candle before your break of structure move. So we would have this order block. We can mark this order block, this red candle or this green candle or any of the, just this area right here. I would mark this big white candle and on down to 575. But that is, I would call that my order block. And so as you can see, we had a reaction off of that. And we also had a reaction off of that right here, reaction. But this is also an area of support near this order block. It's also support. And so as we can see, price stepped in with these wicks holding this area of support, You see this big white wick on 565, how it broke it and buyers bought it all the way up. You see this long wick right here? I hope you boys can see that long wick right there. So that is an area of support. What did we do? We broke through that support. Then what did we do? We find this 565 area of support. Why this 568 area is an area of support? Because we had an up move and a retracement, and that's where buyers stepped in at. And keep in mind, not every area of support is a valid. Every area of support is valid, but certain areas of support are stronger than others. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in a 1 minute time frame, that 1 minute time frame area of support can get breaking through easier than my daily area of support. Do you get what I'm saying? Because your 1 minute is just in the 1 minute. That is a little scalp. We want to be in the 1 minute because we're scalpers. We want to get these little moves. But for overall time frame, you don't see the 1 minute area of supports. You see these daily supports where these are long-term areas of support. Do you get what I'm saying? 1 minute support are just me and you, us little scalpers area of support. Do you get what I'm saying? But ultimately, when we get close to these big areas of support, we want to keep in mind, definitely, because this is where buyers step in the big trend. Do you get what I'm saying? So we broke through this one. This was not a strong area of support for these sellers. This wick, this area of support, I can move this line down, gave this big old wick that I was talking about. That's the area of support. What did we do? We broke through it. And where's our next area of support? When we break through, it actually created one. Why did it create this area of support? I have a good reason. I have a very good reason. I have a good reason on when it broke that support. Why did it stop right here? I want to give y'all about 10 seconds to tell me, why did this candle give this area of support right here? And I'm just going to come all the way over to this candle right here. If y'all are not writing order block in the chat, I haven't taught y'all well enough. And I know I haven't come out with that many videos, but in the future, I'm not too far in the future, but soon I will have actual videos going over order blocks, breaker structures, market shift, all these little basic things to actually get people started on actually knowing the fundamentals and psychology of the actual markets. Because that, knowing the psychology, knowing your higher highs, higher lows, knowing how an actual trend starts, knowing what a market structure shift, a change of characters, those things are very important. You can have a strategy in trading, definitely, but you need to know the psychology behind why these markets move and how these markets move so you can capitalize and not get stuck into moves. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so what is this right here? This is actually an order block. Why is this an order block? Because it created this big old break of structure. You see what I'm saying? We have this order block. So we had a high of 564, right? Had a retracement, break of structure. So what candle broke structure? This 551 to 539 candle. Okay, so that is a good reason why price stopped right here. Price doesn't just suddenly stop. Price always has a reason to stop at certain places. Price always reacts off of certain places. The market, the market is random and unpredictable, but the market is always going to find a way to have a structure. You get what I'm saying? The market flies up and down, sideways, up and down, sideways, right? As I'm pretty sure guys know, as you're trading, the market flies up and down, sideways, backwards, upside down, does backflips, and then a cartwheel. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, what do we get? We get higher highs, higher lows. We get order blocks. We get retracements into these order blocks. We get retracements into these gaps, fair value gaps. So you see what I'm saying? Ultimately, the market has a rhythm to it. It's unpredictable day by day, but long term, ultimately, it will come and tap order blocks in the daily, ultimately in the daily and weekly and monthly candles. It will come back and tap the gaps. It will come back and tap your order blocks and fair value gaps. Just how in our 1 minute and 5 minutes, we wait for that. So you know how in my 1 minute and 5 minutes, I always say, I want to see price come down to my order blocks or my market or my fair value gaps, because that's where big money is at. And that's where they want to break structures. You know, I always say that in my 1 minute. Okay, I'm just going to go down to my 1 minute. And I promise you, I'm going to get to the recap. I promise you guys, I'm going to show y'all guys where I lost $400. Are you hearing me? $400. I'm not proud of it, but I am proud to be able to analyze it and show you guys. That's what I am proud of. Being able to go over my mistakes and analyze it and ultimately get better. Was I furious? Was I frustrated the whole day just thinking about it? Man, I'm down $400. I am down $400, Devin. You didn't follow your rules. You didn't follow your disciplines. You followed one of your rules, but there's 3 important rules, and I'm going to get over all of this. I'm going to go over all of this. So it was messing with me, and I might have had a thought in my mind, am I ever going to trade again? I might have to stop this trading stuff. I might have had that thought, okay? I might have had that thought, but no, we're going to come back to it because ultimately I know where I messed up, and I know it's not you versus the market. It is always you versus you. Master you and you master the markets. Remember that. If you're disciplined in life, you will be disciplined in the markets. Remember that. So ultimately, try to master yourself, and you will end up mastering the markets. I'm not just saying master yourself and you master the markets. You also got to study the markets and stuff. But ultimately, the market comes down to you versus you. How well are you going to follow your strategy? How well are you going to follow your disciplines? How well are you going to have risk management? How well are you going to not revenge trade, not over trade, use your stop losses, not have FOMO, fear of missing out, and just trend chasing, just hopping in because, I see price going up and I want to make money. You see what I'm saying? So ultimately, we have all those things, and I kind of just be going on little rants, and I'd be forgetting where I'm at. Okay, I remember where I'm at. So we see how we come down, we come up, but then creating the trend. So this is actually the breaker block formation I told y'all about on, it was one of my live streams. I went over the breaker blocks. I'm not sure which one that was, okay? But I like I told you guys, I will have videos going over all of these little blocks and little psychology tools to know when to get in, okay? So as we can see in a 1 minute, we have up, retracement, retracement, retracement. You see what I'm saying? Creating higher highs, higher lows. So how we have these in 1 minute time frames, we're going to have these in 5 minute time frames. You get what I'm saying? We're going to have higher highs, higher lows, and we can go anywhere. It's not just that day. That's how market moves. Higher highs, higher lows. That's how we get our trends, or lower highs. Let me go over here. Or we'll have a high and then lower highs, lower lows. You get what I'm saying? So you see it in the 1 minute, we'll see it in the 5 minute. You'll go to the 15 minute and you will see higher highs. You'll see lower lows, higher highs. You get what I'm saying? All the way to daily, your monthly, and so on. Price is fractal. Whatever happens in my 1 minute, everything that happens in your 1 minute trend, everything that you study on market structure happens in your 1 minute, your 5 minute, your 15 minute, any minute. It happens. I'm not sure. I haven't traded 15 seconds and stuff like that, but I'm pretty sure price is fractal. It happens in every time frame. So it will happen in those second ones too. Okay. Okay. So let me go over this. Let me go to my day. Okay. So what was I to start the day? I know I said this like 3 times, but I just want to repeat it one more time. Okay. So what I was looking for yesterday on Sunday night, coming into Monday, I was looking for overnight session. It showed me that price was already at 550, right? I wanted to see price react off of this support and fill this gap, okay? So I was coming into the day bullish and I was waiting for a trend to start so I could write it up and fill my gapper, okay? And I said it, you can go back. I said it can possibly come into my strength candle retracing. But I did feel like that was a lot of price action to go up $9 with all the uncertainty in the market right now. But what did we do? We ultimately did retrace all the way into this continuation candle. Okay. So that's what I wanted to see. I started the day bullish bias, but keep in mind, this is where I was wrong. Okay. I don't want to just tell you, oh, I knew the market was going to go up today. No, this is where I messed up. Okay. Okay. So I knew I wanted price to react off of this support, right? Filling this gap. What did it do? It broke this support, sweeping these areas of sellers, sweeping these sellers, these buyers, right? And what is right here? What is under higher highs and what is under higher highs and higher lows and lower highs and lower lows? What is that? Liquidity. What is liquidity? Areas of money. What are your areas of money? Your stop losses. All right. Isn't it your stop losses? Aren't your stop losses areas of money? Because if I have a stop loss under this low, and when I get stopped out, say my stop loss is $200, right? If it breaks that low and stops you out, don't you give that $200 up to whoever? You know what I'm saying? So your stop loss is liquidity. The market hunts after liquidity. So what did it do? It swept this low, ultimately coming up and retracing to this strength candle. Okay. So I'm just going to tell y'all what I can see tomorrow real quick. What I could see tomorrow is price actually continuing up. Why continuing up? I can see it actually trying to test this area of resistance before actually creating a lower low, possibly on Wednesday. I had to buy the rumor. I mean, I had to sell the rumor. I said this to y'all, I think literally every live I've had so far, that I feel like Price is going to sell the rumor, buy the news. What I mean by that, leading up to the day of Liberation Day or Tariff Day on Wednesday, I can see Price dropping. And then on Wednesday, when we get all the bad news and everybody's in the market wanting to sell, I can see Price jumping, okay? But today, we did actually have the sweep and an actual pump. So we can either pump tomorrow and try to test these area of resistance before falling, or we can actually break this area of resistance because we have an area of resistance right here at 570, right? This is the area of resistance. 570. This is our next area of resistance. And I'll actually put it right here. I'm put it right here for you guys too. So tomorrow when I come in, and if price hits my area of resistance and falls, I'm not going to come in saying I said this and you guys don't believe me. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell you beforehand so the next day it doesn't look like I'm just saying it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you this, what I think real quick. I have this area of resistance. I could see price coming and retracing into this area of resistance before ultimately falling, creating lower lows, possibly testing this other area of resistance, 540. Remember, because I said I believe price can make a lower low and will make a lower low, but it is always going to test areas of resistance, testing it to see if it'll hold up, to see if it will actually knock price down or if we can break through. You know what I'm saying? Just like how here we have areas of resistance, drop down. Okay, we broke up and broke that area of resistance. Now we have an area of resistance at this high of 609. What did we do? We tapped it once, fell. What did we do? We tapped it again, fell. Tapped it again, fell. Got close to it again, basically tapped it again. Price will come and test these areas of support and test these areas of resistance, see if they can hold up. And ultimately, you want to mark those prices because that's where buyers are going to step in at your support, knock a price up, or areas of resistance, your sellers are going to come in and knock your price down. You get what I'm saying? So what I can see price doing tomorrow is pumping and testing this resistance before ultimately possibly making a lower low. Now, that is a lot of price action. That is a lot of price action to bump up $5 and then ultimately dropping to 547. So honestly, I don't see that happening all tomorrow, but I can see price coming up to my resistance tomorrow. So my buy the rumor, my sell the rumor, buy the news could be incorrect, but that is just a theory of mine, what I have going in, and just kind of expecting a buy on Wednesday, but knowing that it's actually a lot of bad news. So price on Wednesday, it could end up buying up, and then on Wednesday it could end up actually dropping bad. But honestly, if I'm thinking about it, price could be buying up. These institutions could be buying price up. Why? Why could they? Because this is a big buyer, right? We swept this low into 546, right? And once you break the area of support, you're kind of in free fall. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of be in free fall into another area of support. You know what I'm saying? You're always gonna see how we broke the support and we fell down to another area of support. We broke that support and we fell down to another area of support. So you kind of, when you break area of support, you're gonna fall. But what did it do? It swept this area of support, and it swept it to 546 and went all the way up to 560. That is $14. That's institutional buyers. What can I see? And why can I see those institutional buyers coming in? Because I can possibly see, because it's very uncertain, right? So what I actually can see happening, thinking about it, we can see buying right now, because maybe on Wednesday or even tomorrow, actually tomorrow, I know we have more economic news, and I'll actually go over that a little later on I'm actually let me write that down on my whiteboard. I want to remember to talk to y'all about that, guys. About my economic news, okay? Economic news. I know we have some news tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly, but we will go over it on the economic calendar, like I showed y'all. Why is the economic news important? Because C data is important for the market. If we have bad data, the market will fall. If we have good data, the market will pump. Okay. So we okay, so I could see price buying up, and then Trump could come out on Tuesday, right? Which is tomorrow. And that's why they could be possibly trying to buy up this dip, getting ahead of us. Because what if tomorrow Trump's like, we worked out a deal, we don't want tariffs, we're not going to put tariffs on these countries. Me and you probably don't think tariffs are a big deal, but if tariffs get put in for other countries, making it more important, more expensive for them to send goods to our country, then they will have to raise the prices on their products. So because they won't actually pay the tariff, it will be us, because they will raise the price on their product, and so we will have to pay more. They will raise the price on their product, so we will be paying more for that product ultimately, and then they'll use that money to pay the tariffs. Do you get what I'm saying? We slap more, we make them pay more to put their goods into here. So they say, okay, since we're paying more to put our goods into here, since y'all are making us pay 25 cents more to put it in here, put an apple into this country, we are going to make the apple from $1 to $1.25. So we will pay $1.25, and they will use that extra 25 cents that we're paying to just pay off that tariff, and they're still going to be getting the same amount of revenue. Do you get what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand with me, boys and girls. And so that's what I can see happening. If Trump says we're not going to have tariffs, they're getting ahead and they're buying it up. If Trump actually goes through with these tariffs, they bought the market, they bought some, and also we stepped in and bought, ultimately unleveraging their positions, getting, because keep in mind they have big money in here too. They want price to pump up too. Ultimately, just how we're like, can price just go up and not make me lose $50? If price comes up a little bit more and makes me $25, I'm gonna sell. They can be doing that same thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So if those tariffs do go through, we can have the pump. So basically that pump, and then when the tariffs actually come through, they can end up dumping it. You know what I'm saying? Or Trump actually says, no, we are not going to go through with these tariffs, and we had good news. And I know we have the Fed speaking on April 10th, which is very big because he can have rate cuts or no rate cuts. You know what I'm saying? And rate cuts are big for the market. Rate cuts are very big for the market. The market loves rate cuts. More rate cuts means more money in our pockets. More money in our pockets means more money into the markets, more liquidity into the markets. So rate cuts are always a good thing. Are y'all staying with me? So I can see them getting ahead. Do you know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, institutions are always ahead of us. These people that have billions of dollars and millions of dollars, they are in rooms we can't sniff. They're in rooms we can't see, touch. We can't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? So they're ahead. They're ahead of the game. They're thinking ahead of the game. They're months ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? While we're going every day trying to do this analysis and stuff, they're ahead of the game by months. You know what I'm saying? These are big institutional people. They're not worried about making money tomorrow. They're worried about setting up themselves in position to make money next year. You know what I'm saying? In 3 months. You know what I'm saying? We have earnings in, I believe, a month, 3 days or something like that. So They know that already. So you see what I'm saying? So they want to get positions so they can ultimately, when earnings come out for certain companies, and they know those companies are going to have good earnings because they're looking at their sheets and portfolio sheets and stuff like that, and their revenues and how much money they spend and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Their earnings. They already know when these earnings come out, and they get ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? Months ahead. You know what I'm saying? Weeks ahead. While we hear about it, oh, earnings is in 3 days. Oh, earnings is week on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this company's going to do good. Let me go for a buy. While they already have their positions in months and weeks ahead. You get what I'm saying? So they're always ahead. You get what I'm saying? So I could see a buying, and if Trump says it's worked out, they're already ahead of the game, and we can see the market pump. But if Trump actually goes through with these tariffs, we can see the pump, and then we can actually see the dump, and making this just a retracement. You get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go into this recap already because I know I want to go into my economic news. Just showing y'all the economic news. I know this live is already getting kind of long. You know what I'm saying? So I want to go ahead and get into the recap. What I did, why I got into the market, why I lost $400, why I'm mad, and why we're going to continue getting better. You know what I'm saying? I want to show y'all these big losses, these $400 loss. I want to show y'all my $100 loss. I want to show y'all my base hit wins. And I want to show y'all everything that happens, because ultimately, when I'm making $1,000 a trade, when I'm making $5,000 a trade, when I come in here and I tell y'all I just made $10,000 on this trade, when I ultimately come in here and tell you I just made $50,000 on this swing trade, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to show y'all those. Whenever I show y'all those trades, I want y'all to know, man, Devin was losing $400 and losing his mind. Devin was losing $100 and losing his mind. Man, Devin was just made $200 in a day, and now he's making $1,000. You see what I'm saying? So I want y'all to see where I'm at now, and then ultimately, because it's gonna get there. I'm telling you, boys and girls, stay with me. It's gonna get there. I'm gonna be making thousands of dollars trading a day. You know what I'm saying? That's just the beginning. I was thinking $1,000 a day, man. I could use $1,000 a day, because in 1 week that's $7,000. That is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Open your mind and expand your mind. There's millionaires and billionaires out here. Why can't you be a millionaire or billionaire? You know what I'm saying? You're no different. You know what I'm saying? And yes, some people grow up with better situations, have some people grow up with rich parents and have better knowledge, better everything, you know what I'm saying? Better situations, but always make the best out of your situation. You know what I'm saying? Always make the best out of your situation, and always feel like you're destined for more. You know what I'm saying? Always feel like you're destined for more, because if you ultimately in your heart of hearts feel like you're destined for more, you will chase after more. You know what I'm saying? And not just chase after more, you will demand more from yourself, and you will hold yourself to a higher standard, and holding yourself to that higher standard will ultimately propel you to new places that you can't even fathom. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the most successful right now. I'm still working a 9 to 5. I'm still on these charts studying. I'm here with you. I'm just the same as you guys. I'm struggling. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I get a paycheck just like y'all. Not the best paycheck just like y'all, but I'm ultimately showing y'all the journey on a normal person just like you is going to make millions of dollars through these trading and investing. And you can read my description. I'm a future multi-millionaire. Don't get it twisted. Future multi-millionaire through trading, investing, and a future business owner. But not just me. My goal is not just to show y'all me eating and me learning and me getting better. My goal is to get y'all better as well. Get y'all better and add value to y'all. That is my whole goal for this YouTube, to help y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want to show everybody it's possible. I want to teach everybody. While I'm teaching myself and learning, I want to be able to teach y'all and help y'all learn. And I want to be valuable to y'all, because I want to see everybody paid. I want to see everybody eat. There's enough money for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to this trade recap. What did I see? And what did I go wrong? And what did I do? And honestly, I had a very good trade today. I know I lost $400, Devin. How did you have a very good trade today? Well, I'm gonna show you. Calm down. I'm gonna show you. Don't worry. Don't worry. Chill. I'm gonna show you. All right, look. Why did Devin have a very good trade, man? I'm saying this to you, but I'm reiterating it to myself. I'm reiterating it to myself. We are scalpers. We don't need to stay in for $8 every single day. We don't have to stay in for $10,000 of price action every single day. That is over exaggeration. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to stay in. If we caught this down move, that is from 550 to 546. That is $4 of price action. That is good money. I promise you. If you have one contract, that one contract will 100%. If I have one contract for $200, $4 of price action will get you $400. I mean, will get you another $200, making you, which is 100% of that contract. Now you have $400. You see what I'm saying? $4 of price action is plenty enough to make some good money. And remember, that is just off one contract. If I have 5 contracts for $200, that is $1,000, and I get this move 100%. And honestly, it is probably more than 100% with a $4 price action. Remember, keep in mind that the contract size is how much money you're going to get back. So if I had the 5 contracts, like I said, for $200, which is $1,000 in total of risk, that would be at 100% of my contract. Now I have $2,000. You see what I'm saying? So, but $4 of price action is plenty enough. And I'm saying that to y'all, that I'm also reiterating it to myself. Getting greedy. Okay, so what did I get in today, and why did I get in today? Well, so you know how I said we see this gap right here. I wanted to see price react off of this support. Remember, that is my big time frame support in my daily. I showed you already. I wanted to see price react off of this support, creating. Okay, I want to get better with my lines on here. Let me see. Cross line, is that what it is? Oh no, it's not that. Sorry, y'all. I really want to and I'm gonna work on this by myself because I should have this together. I know y'all. I don't use these lines, and now I'm trying to use them, but because it will definitely help me show y'all. Okay, so what I wanted to see, as I said, to fill this gap, I want to see price create this gap. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do this every time. I'm gonna want to see a trend start right off of this support, this area of support. So I'm gonna want to see. This is goofy. I gotta keep coming back to it every time. I'm gonna want to see a trend start. So I would want to see why it come down to right here, which is my fair value gap order block area range. I would want to take that trade right here and write it up and fill this gap. And I said possibly retrace to that 560 area, but once we filled about 50% of this gap, I would have took profits, because once you fill about 50% of a gap, that is plenty enough, because that is basically a fair value gap. You're basically tapping your fair value gap. You know what I'm saying? So I would have took my profits, because right there you are susceptible to drop. You know what I'm saying? And actually, we can actually see that in the trend that we had. Price, as it was reacting into this area, we can see it actually came into this gap. And actually, it got knocked down back to the support. That support was strong enough, as we could see, to just sweep it and hold it and actually push it up. And we're getting this trend, and it got higher into this gapper. And what did it do? It dropped some more. Now you could just say, Devin, those are just retracements. But those are also sellers right here defending this gapper. Do you know what I'm saying? Because price dropped so much overnight, creating this gap. So those are sellers that are, once price comes all the way up here, they want to sell it down. You know what I'm saying? So what it do? Sold down once it got about probably 75% of that gap. They got higher into that gap, retraced. So you can see that gapper, it will knock price down. So I would have took my profits probably about up here. You know what I'm saying? If the trend would have started like that. because that's what I wanted to see. Price react off of my support, creating a trend. I would have been in to fill my gap, right? No, okay, that's not what happened to start. What happened to start? Let me delete this real quick. Okay, stay with me, boys. I have a lot of valuable information. I had a lot of valuable information to tell you guys this one, and I just hope you guys stay with me. You know what I'm saying? I love every single one of y'all, and I really just want to continue getting myself better and ultimately get y'all better. Just stay with me because the content will get better, the camera will get better, the background will get better, the thumbnails will get better. The Instead of only live streams, I'll have videos. You know what I'm saying? Everything is gonna get better. Just stick with me. You know what I'm saying? We're all learning. We all getting better. Remember, 1% better every single day. Striving for 2. So let's get it. So what did price do? Instead of reacting off of the support, it broke the support. Right? It broke the support before ultimately testing the support and giving that wick. And then what did we do when we had that wick? We actually dropped down, giving this red candle, not totally engulfing it because we didn't close below this, but we did have a red candle right here. This is exactly where I got in. 548.94 area. I got in at this candle. I'm telling you that's exactly where I got in. I want y'all to trust me because I'm telling you I lost $400. So why would I just lie to you that I got in? Because this is a perfect area to get in. We dropped down, broke the area of support. What did we do? We come up, tested the support, making that support an area of resistance, right? Giving this wick, showing sellers were knocking it back down, right? And also, if you keep in mind, you go down, you come up, filling this gap, these strength candles. You can't call it a fair value gap yet because the trend hasn't started, but you're ultimately retracing into these strength candles that drop price down, but you're also making that support of resistance. So I got in right at this second candle, this red candle after this wick candle right here. I got in exactly right here. Okay. So I held it. I was up around $200 to drop down, right? I had 3 contracts up to $580. I had 3 contracts, bought 3 contracts for my 547 strike price. So actually, when we got down here, I was in the money. When you're in the money, that means whatever strike price you buy, when it drops into that area, you're in the money. So if I would have had if price was right here at 550 and I would have had a 551 strike price put, because remember, put is selling, calls are buying. So if I would have had a 551 put at this top of this candle, which is this top of this candle is 550. If I would have had a 551 put, 550 is in the money. You get what I'm saying? If I had a 5 okay, sorry. Yeah, if I had a 551 put and price was at 550, I'm in the money, right? Because 550 is lower than 551, so you're in the money. You know what I'm saying? You're in the money on the put. But if I was at 550 and I had a put price of 547, you're out of the money. You know what I'm saying? So once you get in the money, your price starts. Actually, your price, your option starts increasing in value more than it actually will, because now you're in the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's an even more premium of an option price because it's warranted. More buyers would want that contract because you're in the money. You're basically like, you're on the right side. You know what I'm saying? And so look, so once we got right here, we were at 549. I bought a 547 option, about 3 of them for $190. That came out to a total of $576. Okay, so I had bought 3 contracts, right? And keep in mind, I don't usually like to buy 3 contracts, especially for that price and using that much money, because I'm not somebody right now who has thousands of dollars just sitting in Robinhood to trade. Matter of fact, I've lost thousands of dollars of Robinhood to trade. So I don't even have thousands of dollars to trade no more because I'm learning. And as I'm learning and getting better with you guys, I'm actually losing money. I'm making money as well, but I've lost more money than I won. I'm not scared to admit it. Nobody starts off as a profitable trader. I promise you, if you don't start off as a profitable trader. You don't just wake up one day, study the market. Okay, I know higher highs, higher lows. I'm gonna go into trading, and oh, I'm a profitable trader. I make $1,000 a week. You don't start off like that. I can promise. You might be better than me. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying it's impossible because I don't have impossible in my book. I believe anything is possible if you put your mind to it. If mind is willing, your body is willing, and you are willing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's a very hard task and very rare that when you first start trading, you're going to be profitable. Honestly, people go years and years and years upon trading and not being profitable. People go 5 years and not be trading. I mean, not be profitable in trading. That is not going to be me. I will not accept that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm on these markets pretty much. I ain't gonna say 24/7. I'm not gonna go there. But that's why I study these markets so much and show up daily and try to analyze my losses and wins so I can speed up this process. Ultimately, the faster you can analyze why you're losing and why you're winning, and the faster you can get as much knowledge, not just speed racing through the knowledge, but the faster you can get to the knowledge and understand the knowledge and retain the knowledge and keep feeding yourself it, because you're gonna have, like I had the mistake. I told you on Friday, I didn't follow my strategy. It's not the first time I didn't follow my strategy, but you get burned enough by not following your strategy that okay, I'm not gonna get into a trade unless I see my strategy. You know what I'm saying? So you just keep repetition of mistakes gets you better. When you make mistakes once, you might feel like it's fluke. You make it again, you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna do it again. And remember, trading is an emotional game. So when you see price going up and you see these big candles, even if I don't see it, say I had no retracement, when I see these big candles and say price start going up, you're gonna want to jump in because you want to make money and you see price taking off without you. And you're like, man, you know what I'm saying? So your emotions get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you ultimately need to be disciplined and learn how to handle your emotions and sit back and think about it. Like, okay, I see price going up. I want to emotionally get in, but think about it. If I emotionally get in and if price actually ends up dropping, how am I going to feel then? You're going to be mad. You're going to be cussing at the world. You're going to be feeling like God ain't real. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be feeling like God ain't real. You're going to be cussing at the world. You're going to feel like the market is against you. But ultimately, it's because you didn't follow your strategy. So you see what I'm saying? It's always you just got to. I'm saying this for me. Honestly, I'm saying this for me because I know I keep getting off track. My stop loss was actually the support because I got in right here, and if my support ended up being my resistance, it shouldn't break that resistance. That should be an area of resistance that's knocking price down. That's where I got in at my area of resistance. Well, I got in at this area of resistance because I felt like price was going to break. And so if it broke the area of resistance, that means it's acceptable to go up to creating that. It's susceptible to creating that resistance into support, which it already was. Remember, because this was already support, it broke it, creating a resistance. So if it comes up and breaks it, breaks the previous support. If it comes up and breaks this resistance, because I'm trying to say this was area of support. I don't want you to get confused. It was an area of support. It broke the area of support, making it a resistance right here, right? Because it tested and broke back down. So it made it an area of resistance. But it broke the area of resistance and making it support again. You staying with me now? And so if it broke the area of resistance, you can know, okay, price is gonna go up, right? Because it broke the resistance, it's gonna test the resistance, using the resistance as support. Because it's support now. Remember, support is always your floor, resistance is your ceiling. Okay. And so that was on me. So I got in right here, dropped down. I was up about $200. I seen price start to retrace to me, but I'm like, nah, man, it already broke the support. It's in free fall to my other area of support. Now I wasn't gonna hold it this long. I just wanted to see a heavier seller. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted more than that. And that's greedy me. I wanted more of that. Did I need more of that? No, I didn't need more of that because ultimately I had price action from 549 to 546. I was in the money. I was up about $200. Do I need? Do I need to? And honestly, I think it was a more. I think I was up more because I seen me up about 200 when I was right here. So I was up more because at the point I wasn't even, I'm not looking at my Robinhood. I'm looking at my chart, right? I'm looking at my chart. I was actually coming home from the gym because usually I'm home on the markets before the gym. But actually, and I will be straight up honest, I woke up a little late today. So um, while I was leaving the gym, I actually took this trade. Like pretty much 5 minutes before I was leaving the gym, I took this trade. And as I was coming home, I was pretty excited. Because oh yeah, market falling my way, right? So I was watching market. What did they do? Reversed, reversed, reversed. Should have been stopped out right here, right? And honestly, no, you shouldn't have been stopped right there, Devin. You were in profit. What do I tell y'all? Don't let green turn to red, and make sure you get out at your stop loss. Right? Those are the two things I've said. Don't let green turn to red, meaning when you're in profit, don't play with your profit. If you start to see candles come up, take your profit. You know what I'm saying? Even if it would have came up and tested that resistance and fell back down, to stay in, that is still very risky because you're basically giving up your whole area of profit. Take your profit. You know what I'm saying? If the market would have fell back down, I would have been like, man, I had that move. But am I really too mad if I'm up $200? Is that really bad? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? So take your profit. If you see price start to retrace and come up or back against you after you were already in profit, take your profit. Don't give your money back to the market. And I've done this so many times, man. I've been up thousands of dollars in trades. I've I've been up thousands of dollars in trading. Like I'm being serious. I'm telling you this from experience. I've been up $1,500 in one trade and ended up negative 200 on that same trade. You see what I'm saying? That is ridiculous. That is, to be quite honest, that is dumb. That is dumb. If I see plus $1,500 on my Robinhood on my trade, there is no way you should let price retrace enough to erase that full $1,500 and then minus you $200. Now keep in mind that was a while back. You know, it was kind of, I ain't gonna say when I first started, but it was a little while back. You know what I'm saying? So I would never do that again. No, I would never do it, and that's why this is kind of similar to that. Not even similar. This is similar to that because I had this move right here. I got in perfectly, right? I got in. Price broke my area of support. I had this gap. I told you I was biased, bullish for this gap, but it broke my support, so that turned my bias to bearish because it broke my support. Used it as resistance. Hopped in right here, wrote it down. I didn't take profit. Ended up going against me. And then also when I moved my stop loss. So I said, okay, it shouldn't break this resistance. If it breaks that resistance, I said, if it breaks that resistance, that's my stop loss. Okay, it broke the resistance. I didn't want to get out. Devin didn't want to get out. I was stubborn. I'm like, man, I was up money and now you're going against me. It's going to drop, right? That's where you let your emotions get the best of you, not following your technicals. My technicals and my brain and my studying knows if I see it break my resistance, which was my previous support, and I see it test it and give this engulfing in another candle, also breaking the whole swing. First of all, if you broke the resistance, my technicals tell me it's going up. So if it's going up and I'm in a put, you need to sell. You need to get out of that, obviously, right? And so my technicals tell me, Devin, that is a reversal because we see it come up, break that resistance, test it. I wouldn't have got in right there if I was just going for a call. I would wanted to see actual break the swing. Once I seen it break that swing, and I could see it come back down, and it bottomed off of this support again and gave another engulfing right here, I would have got in right here, baby. And that would have been part of my strategy too. Why? Because it would have broke down, came up, creating a breaker block formation. Because remember, we have low, and then we broke the structure of the low, basically sweeping these, and then coming all the way up and breaking the trend again and creating a new trend. So remember, we have our order block. We have a trend down before we have a trend down, right? Break the structure down before ultimately reversing trend, testing, and going up. That's exactly what happened. And these breaker blocks will get you every time if you don't actually pay attention to them, which is exactly what I didn't do. I didn't pay attention to it, and I was stubborn. And that's the thing. I know these things. I know these breaker blocks. I know these areas of support. I know what price can potentially do and where price can potentially go. I know this gapper right here, like exactly what I said, what I was waiting on. You know what I'm saying? I know this area of resistance, support turned to resistance, and ultimately turn into a support again. I know these things, but my emotions overrided my technicals. You see what I'm saying? That's where you got to be disciplined with your emotions and take your emotions out of the game. It's hard. It's very hard to do that when it deals with money. When something deals with your money, y'all know this. I'm speaking to everybody, right? When anything deals with money, your emotions go through the roof. If I see my money going down, a piece of your heart is going down. Whenever I see my money going up, you're jumping in joy. You know what I'm saying? It's your money. The world revolves around money. Money moves your emotions, obviously. But that's why in trading, that's why trading is so hard, because it's your money, and so it plays with your emotions big time. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, to be the most successful trader, I'm saying this to y'all, but also saying this to me, to be the most successful trader, you want to take your emotions out of the game, because whenever you take your emotions out of the game, you're able to see what price is legitimately doing. Because you see how right now I can come in here and analyze the actual market and see what the market is doing. You see how I can do that and say, Devin, why are you in? You know what I'm saying? Okay, Devin, you had a good entry, break down, but then once you started seeing it coming against you, get out, take your profit. You know what I'm saying? Devin, why are you still in? You have this area of resistance. Turned it into support again for ultimately breaking your trend, creating a breaker block formation. You know what I'm saying? So you see how now I can come to the market and see all these things, but I'm telling you how in the moment I couldn't see none of those. Okay, for one, whenever you're trading, you don't see the whole picture. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the whole day. Obviously, you only see as the time is going. Like at 8:35, at 8:34, I only see this candle. You know what I'm saying? So that's obviously one of the reasons why it's easier for me to come back and be like, oh, why didn't you see that? Obviously, that's one of the reasons. But another reason is also because I obviously know, take your profit. Don't let green turn to red. If I'm up $200 and I see price coming and I see price 160 and I see my Robinhood go, if I see my Robinhood plus 200 and then it goes plus 160, 140, 130, $150, it's kind of common sense. Oh, okay, I'm gonna sell and just take whatever I can get. You know what I'm saying? That's common sense. But the emotions and stubbornness, because I'm stubborn in general. I'm a stubborn guy in general. I can admit that. So my emotions and my stubbornness, I didn't want to get out. I said, no, price better drop. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm not going to get out. You're going to drop. You're going to drop, price. You're going to drop. That's basically what I'm saying. And you know what price said? You know what they said? And that's what the markets will do to you every time. Whenever you try to get extra greedy and think you know exactly what the market is going to, or not even think you know exactly that is one of them. When you think you know what the market's going to do and just being, You can't control the market. So you being stubborn, it's just gonna make you lose money. The market don't care if you're mad at the market. The market don't care if you have an attitude. The market don't care if you cussing at it and you're stubborn and telling it better go down. You know what I'm saying? If you're being stubborn, you don't want to take your win and or you don't want to get out at your stop loss. It can do whatever. It could have came up and it could have came up and dropped all the way back down. I would have been happy, right? It would have. It wouldn't have. It could have came up, tested my resistance, and dropped all the way down, right? It could have happened, but once it did all this and came up, and I didn't want to take my profit, it kept going up. You know what I'm saying? And it will make you pay. The market will make you pay for not getting out at your stop loss, or not knowing your technicals, or not knowing or anything, not knowing your technicals, not knowing your psychology, not sticking to your discipline or strategy. The market will make you pay for that. So as I can see, price going against me. Don't let green turn red. I didn't get out. Price is going against me. It's gonna make me pay. It's gonna make me pay, not because the market is against me, because the market, remember, is unpredictable. You make like you can sorry about that. You can map out your strategy and map out your bias and map out, if the market does this, I'm gonna do this. But the market is unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? It can do whatever, and that's why whenever you do get on the right side, you don't want to be over greedy and overstay your welcome. You want to take your profits. You want to let your wins run, not run and then retrace and give them all away. You want to let your wins run until I see struggle and it starts to go against me and I want to get out. You want to let your winners run and cut your losses quick. So once I see price hit my stop loss, you want to cut it. You want to cut price so quick before it comes all the way up here, which I did. And I'm gonna get even further into that, which I did. No, we just come back down, and it's gonna keep going up. Not because it knows where my stop loss is at, not because it's like, oh, I'm gonna take money from Devin. No, because the market is unpredictable. I thought it was gonna go down. No, it went up and it created an uptrend and it just kept going up. The market is doing its thing. Meanwhile, I'm mad because I'm losing money that the market's going up. The market's just doing its thing. You know what I'm saying? If I was in on a call right here, if I was in on a call, I would have been happy out the wazoo, right? That price went up, right? So the market's not against you. You just got to take what the market gives you and not be greedy, not overstay your welcome, and be ready for things. You know what I'm saying? Be ready for the reversal. Be ready. Even if I was like, because that's exactly how I felt. I was like, okay, price broke that area of support. It has to drop down, right? Okay, that's what it probably. That's probably what it should have done, right? That's probably what it should have done. And I'm gonna get further into that because I have something to ultimately tell you about this whole thing. I'm about to get into it. Just stay with me. So that's what I feel like price should have did. Drop, right? Created this support this area of resistance. This area of support into resistance, right? So I feel like it had a drop, right, to the area of support. Because remember, if it breaks the area of support, it's going to fall to another area of support, right? Okay, it reversed. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up what happened and where I got out at. I got out around right here once it started breaking. Yeah, because look, once it broke up, I was stubborn, like I said. It filled my gap. It didn't fill the gap yet, but it touched my gap, and I was like, and once it dropped back down, my stubborn and emotions couldn't tell me. Obviously, I seen it at the moment that we obviously broke this swing, and we're going up, but my emotions were stubborn, saying, okay, it hit the gap, now it can come all the way back down. No, it hit this gap, came down, but used this area of previous support resistance into support again before ultimately shooting up price. But I was like, okay, it touched my gap. I think I wanted to drop back down. No, Devin, you should have took your profit once you actually got in at this area of resistance and wrote it down for a quick scalp. Then remember, we're scalpers. We don't even want to. Even if I got in right here at this 549 for a call, I wouldn't have wrote it all the way up to 557 because that is what 3-4 hours. We're scalpers. We don't want to be in the trade for 3-4 hours. That is insane. Majority of days, you're not going to see price just climb like this all the way throughout the day. You will end up seeing accumulation, initiation, and you'll see this distribution. Distribution, you'll see a sell-off area. It will fall. It will fall back down. Usually, you won't always see just price continue have a higher high, higher low throughout the whole day because that's what we had throughout the whole day. We just had higher highs, higher lows. Like if I would have got in right here at 11 o'clock, I still would have made money. You know what I'm saying? If I would have got in at 12 o'clock at this pullback, I still would have been up money. If I would have got in at 1 o'clock, 1:44, 2 hours before the market closed, I still could have rolled it up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Usually you don't see price just continue to make higher highs, higher lows throughout the whole entire day. You see what I'm saying? And so that's where I was very undisciplined with my stop loss, very undisciplined with green turning red. I was I was very disciplined with my strategy. That's what I did have key, and that's what I was locked up on, right? But that's why I tell you guys, you need your strategy, risk management. What is risk management? Make sure you're getting in on a good trade where you can see price giving a 2-to-1 ratio. You know what I'm saying? Or at least, yeah, 2-to-1 ratio where you can at least make 200% of your option. You know what I'm saying? 200, I mean 100, not 200%, 100% of your option. You know what I'm saying? And also, part of risk management is if I have $1,000 in my Robinhood, don't put $1,000 into one trade. You know what I'm saying? You wanna have risk management because what if that trade goes bad and you know what I'm saying? You don't follow your stop loss, which is the third one. Have a stop loss. If you don't follow your stop loss like I did, you can have a bad day. And I lost not only I lost 400%. I lost $400 off a $576 risk. So that is about what 80 something percent of my contract. That is insane. That is embarrassing for me, honestly. For me to come here and try to learn and teach y'all, to tell y'all I lost 80% of my contract, of each contract, trading how I didn't get out and held it past a stop loss and kind of just prayed to God that it was going to fall. That is embarrassing. But ultimately, I'm telling y'all these things so y'all can see the growth and also so y'all can learn from my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because in trading, you will make similar mistakes. Yes, because we all make this mistake. I'm not the first person who's ever made this mistake. Honestly, this ain't the first time I've made this mistake. But like I said, you will keep hitting your head against the rock. You will keep hitting your head against that rock before you notice it hurts. You know what I'm saying? You will keep running into the door. You'll keep hitting your head against the door until you notice I need to open the door. You know what I'm saying? For me to get out. You know what I'm saying? So sooner or later you will keep running into these mistakes before you stop making them. You get what I'm saying? And so that's kind of how I am. I'm kind of fed up with losing. I lost $400. I'm kind of fed up with losing money like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't have just thousands of dollars just to throw in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to lose $400. $400 that's a lot of money for me. That is a lot of money for me to lose in one day. To lose in one day. That is a lot of money for me to lose in one day. And so I'm not happy about that, but I'm very happy to actually come here and be able to show y'all it and be able to actually break it down why I lost, and ultimately know that, Devin, you followed your strategy to the T. It broke your support. It came up and tested this area of support, making it a resistance, creating a trend, right? And so you followed your strategy, right? But and sorry for the pause. Actually, I could have had This is not an A plus setup. This is a B plus setup because this is just support and resistance. Not even a B plus B. I'd say a B setup because my A plus strategy, I follow my strategy regardless. You follow your strategy regardless. But my A plus is I want to see the trend already start, right? I want to see the trend already start. I want to see price come down to my fair value gap or my order block, and give me that wick, that strong wick. I want to see an engulfing candle, and I'm in on that candle, right? Okay. Well, we broke this area of support. We we use the support as resistance, testing these strength candles. If I would have seen price break again and come up and test and give me that wick and that engulfing, that would have been my A plus setup, right? So this is about a B setup. It dropped down, breaking the support, testing this area of support, making the resistance, retracing into these strength candles, giving these strong red candles that actually broke through. I got in on this one because it gave that wick. I had this strong candle, the strong red candle come break down, right? So this is about a B setup because the trend didn't actually start, but with analysis, your support. Your support broke through. Okay, if my support broke through where my buyers are supposed to be at, if sellers took over my buyers, okay, and if I see it use it as resistance, that resistance is making my sellers are buying that candle down because it put this wick down. So that means the buyers bought that candle up, but then sellers knocked it back down. You know what I'm saying? So you can see that that's where resistance is. So that is support and resistance, but ultimately the trend didn't actually start yet. So I would give that about a B setup. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm learning because even as I'm going over it, I'm seeing little things that I didn't even see in the start of this live. You know what I'm saying? Because I said in the start of this live, I said it was an A plus setup. Well, actually going over it, that's not an A plus setup. That's about a B setup because you didn't actually have your full trend yet. You know what I'm saying? And so it was still a good trade, right? It was still a good trade, but for a scalp, it would have been really good. You know what I'm saying? It would have been really good, but a better one would have been have to ultimately let the market play out, give this breaker block formation, and because you can see this, it broke, came up, tested, that's creating the breaker block formation because we came down, giving a retracement, giving a breaker structure. So that created that downtrend, right? It broke the structure on the downtrend before ultimately giving this change of character, right? At 549, because it broke our last lower high, right? Breaking our last lower high, giving a market structure shift, which is also our change of character, before breaking up and coming down and retesting, right? It retested, and actually this ended up being another area of support because you see how the price came up, still giving that market structure shift, retracing, getting bought up at 549, coming up, getting bought up at 549. So you see how this support was actually holding up as support. It broke through at first, but then when it came back up, it that support held. So you see what I'm saying? And so that's where I went wrong at. Basically, I had a good scalp. I had a good scalp because my whole thing was I wanted to see price react off of this and fill this gap, right? It didn't. It broke this area of support, breaking down. I know I keep repeating it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna move on, but I just want to make sure y'all get what I'm saying. Okay, so it broke down. That would have been a good scalp, right? But that's why I'm saying price did exactly what I said in my Sunday recap. And if you don't believe me, you can go to my not my Sunday recap, my Sunday Monday watch list. You can go back in my live yesterday and actually see when I said I want to see price react off of this support, filling this gap. Well, it actually broke through the support. Did it break through my support? Okay, stay with me. Stay with me. I have a gym. And this is what I seen and found out today. And I was like, oh, so it didn't break my support. You know what I'm saying? It didn't actually break my support. You're saying, Devin, it clearly broke your support, right? You're saying, Devin, it clearly broke your support. It broke my support in my 1 minute time frame. Whoa, stay with me. It broke it in my 1 minute time frame. Stay with me because this is a gym. This is a gym. Your 1 minute time frame is for your scalps, right? But we have big money. Remember how I said these institutions, they're not looking at, I need to make $1,000 tomorrow. These billionaires don't need to make money tomorrow. They're making money tomorrow. Obviously, they're going to make money tomorrow. But they're not worried about, oh, I got to get at this trade, this little scalp to make my $1,000. They're not thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? They own big money. You know what I'm saying? So what do we see at this support? What is this? What is that? What is that? That is a wick. That is a wick. What does a wick mean? That is a sweep. It swept this area of liquidity, swept these lows. That's all it did was sweep these lows and give a retracement. So that's where I got caught in on the sweep thinking on my 1 minute time frame, oh, price broke down. It's in free fall to my other area of support. No, you got caught in. Yeah, you could have had that quick little scalp. Yeah, I could have capitalized off that scalp. But that's all it was a scalp. Because in my big time frame, my daily candles, it was a sweep. It just swept that area of support. You know what I'm saying? It swept that area of support before buyers ultimately buying it up. And this can be a retracement for a further drop in future. This could be a retracement for a further drop. But you see what I'm saying? And so that's where I want to show you how we're scalpers. We want to see these little moves, but you ultimately want to see the big moves, see what is going on, because that is also going to show you where price is reacting. And then ultimately you can also see where you got caught up at. You know what I'm saying? Because I can clear as day see, oh, I thought it broke my area of support, making it a resistance. No, in my 1 minute, it did for a quick scalp. It did break the support for a quick scalp, making it resistant. But in my big time frame, it was just a sweep. All it was a liquidity hunt. And that's exactly what I was. Liquidity. That's exactly what I was. The market's up $500 on me, or $400 on me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I hope y'all can see that. I hope y'all are actually following me, and I hope that was good knowledge. I hope y'all were actually learned something from that. You know what I'm saying? And I hope it was very valuable information. Okay, so next I'm about to wrap this up. We're already in an hour and 30. I also got to do a little bit of some reading and also probably go over these charts a little more. So I also have some other little things to do, but I'm also about to go to bed. It is getting a little late. You know what I'm saying? And on the calendar and show y'all what's going on over there. Okay, and not just show y'all what's going on over there. I actually got to see because I'm not sure what news is going on tomorrow. And keep in mind, our economic news is very important. And so, okay, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is the 31st. Okay. Okay. I mean, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's not the 31st. Tomorrow's April 1st. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's getting a little late. I told y'all, man. The brain cells starting to leave. All right. Okay, so we have Jolt's job opening. We have job opening coming in. So we have job data, which can be pretty important. Our forecasted is 50. I'm not really too sure on what that means, but also, so we do have some data. We got some job information, manufacturing, employment, anything to do with jobs and employment. We might not totally understand what JOLTS or ISM stuff is. We might not understand all that, but that's the thing. You don't gotta understand every single little detail. You don't have to understand every little detail. Don't get caught up on understanding every single detail. You want to have the details for sure. Like definitely, you want to know as much as possible for sure. But you don't feel like I gotta research every research as much as possible for sure. You want to learn as much as possible. Research everything in a book. I'm not gonna tell you don't research. Research everything in a book. You know what I'm saying? And learn as much as you can about any and everything for sure, or any and everything that is important to you and important for your life and improving you and whatever you want to do for sure. But me not knowing what ISM means isn't gonna make me lose $400. You know what I'm saying? So don't get caught up on all that, but just know like the overall job openings is important. I know that. I don't know what JOLTS means. Y'all might know it. Y'all might know this stuff more than me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what JOLTS means, but I know job openings are important. I know employment's important. I know manufacturing prices can be important because prices on certain manufacturing things. I know that sounds important. You know what I'm saying? So and also when the market opens, you'll also get. I hope you guys are following economic news apps. You know what I'm saying? And I can give if y'all don't, I can give y'all some apps to actually keep up with. But those apps will also tell you about the news, and you can read up on it. It's not just not Fox 26 news, but economic news on what's going on economically and in the markets. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't understand exactly I don't understand exactly what the ISM manufacturing new orders is, but if I see across my screen ISM manufacturing new orders, um, and then they'll explain it on there. You know what I'm saying? So also following these economic news apps and econ- following the economic news and stuff, they'll explain these things better too. You know what I'm saying? To give you a broader understanding of why it's dropping. They'll tell you job quits came in. This is a good example. They'll tell you job quits came in hotter than expected, making market fall. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be like, oh, that's why the market fell. Job quits came in hotter than expected. You know what I'm saying? So you might not totally know what all of this means, but these things are important. Okay. And then I'm just also going to tell you April 2nd is tariff day. So that could be a huge sell day. That could be a huge drop day where we make that lower low. That could be a huge sell day where we make that lower low, dropping past this wick of 547, or it could be a buy the rumor where we end up having everything worked out and he can delay it and we can have a more of a pump. So that's pretty much it with you guys. That's I know I've been on here kind of long, but that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? That was our day trading spy recap for what 331 March 31st. You know what I'm saying? I will be back here tomorrow. I hope I gave y'all guys some valuable information. You know what I'm saying? I love every one of y'all, every 6 people that are on here. I love every single one of y'all. Please hearts in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I give y'all a heart. I give y'all hearts right now. I'm giving y'all a bunch of hearts because I love all of y'all, everybody who's in here. You know what I'm saying? I hope I gave valuable information. You know what I'm saying? And I will be back here tomorrow. Remember, guys, stay persistent, passionate, and make sure you get paid. Peace.